Welcome to the Hope Files. My name is Roseanne, and I'm here to share true miraculous times when God has reached down from the heavens to benefit ordinary, everyday people or entire nations. This really matters to me because if we look around the nation or the world today, things truly look dark. But there is hope in Christ. He told us of these dark times and counseled that we should not be afraid, only be believing. By telling these stories, I am helping me have a larger lens, if you will, on the events playing out. It's also my hope that perhaps they may help you as well. I'm certainly going to share with all my family and friends. We all need hope right now. You can share too. Who knows, it might just be what your loved one needs. Today let's look at an event that took place in 1852, as recorded in the Boston Morning Journal. They report on a Mormon conference in Wales, with the survival of all inside after their meeting hall collapsed. The article states, "It is supposed that about 400 persons were here assembled to partake of tea after their service. Scarcely had tea been commenced when, without a moment's warning, exactly one half of the lofty and heavy ceiling of the building fell with a sudden crash. For a moment all was blinding and confusion. Then succeeded the most appalling shrieks and the most terrifying clamor. Amidst the din and the horrible confusion that ensued, people rushed from all the surrounding houses, apprehending some great calamity had occurred. Fearful screams were again heard bursting forth. Presently the windows of the hall were dashed out, and the affrighted creatures within flung themselves through the broken sashes to the ground below. Some were observed clinging with extreme tenacity to the window frames and sills, apprehending death within and fearful mutilated limbs if they fell. The doors were burst open from without, as well as the piles of people heaped up upon one another inside permitted. And ingress being obtained, the sight that presented itself was enough to appall the stoutest heart. Beams and rafters, whole patches of ceiling, amidst the cloud of dust, lying on scores of people, while the tea tables, affording protection to many, were crowded below with numbers, crying aloud for mercy, for protection, and for a miracle to save them. The upper end of the hall, where the elders had been seated, was unhurt. The ceiling above their heads was unbroken. Immediate exertions were made, and in the course of an hour the wretched creatures were all extricated from the ruins. And on a minute search being instituted, not one was found missing. What is still more remarkable, although the beams and rafters were heavy, and some, with huge pieces of the entire ceiling, fell directly upon the tables, and others in a direction that appeared to ensure inevitable death, not a single Mormon was injured. This one event is beyond human understanding, and does not easily convince of the truth of God having a hand in our lives. But adding story upon story, demonstrating the same power of a loving Father in heaven, I hope will solidify our faith in Him. Join us for the next episode. We'll talk about a terrifying ordeal of a Midwest pioneer family.